In the world of dating and attraction, one of the biggest mistakes men make is trying to convince women to like them. Maybe you've been there, texting her non-stop, over-explaining your worth, or bending over backward to show her you're the one. But here's the truth. Trying to convince someone to want you is a losing game. It not only comes across as desperate, but it also robs you of the most powerful tool in attraction, your value. When you try to convince a woman to like you, the underlying message you're sending is this: I need you to validate me. Whether intentional or not, this can push her away because it signals that you're placing your worth in her hands. The more you chase, the more she'll retreat. Women are naturally drawn to confidence and independence, not to someone who is constantly seeking approval. Now, this doesn't mean you should treat women poorly or ignore them out of spite. What it means is that instead of convincing her, you focus on becoming the best version of yourself. When you stop chasing and start living your life with purpose, it sends a powerful message. Ignoring her doesn't mean ghosting or being rude. It means not giving her undue attention when she's not reciprocating it. When you create space and let her wonder about you, it triggers curiosity and interest. Why? Because humans are wired to value what feels elusive and uncertain. Instead of convincing her, you let your actions, self-respect, and energy speak for you. The key takeaway? If she's not showing interest, don't beg for it. Respect yourself enough to step back, focus on your goals, and let her come to you if she's truly interested. By ignoring the urge to convince her, you're reclaiming your power, and that shift in energy makes all the difference. Stop trying to convince her. Start showing her, through your actions and lifestyle, why you're someone worth noticing. In the end, confidence and self-respect are far more attractive than any words you could say to win her over. Here are things you should know. Chasing destroys attraction. One of the quickest ways to ruin a connection with a woman is by chasing her too hard. It might feel natural to try to show her how much you care, prove your worth, or stay in constant communication. But this approach often backfires. Here's why. Chasing signals neediness, and neediness is one of the biggest attraction killers. When you chase someone, the underlying message you're sending is, I need you to feel complete. This can unintentionally make you appear desperate or insecure, even if your intentions are good. Women, like anyone else, are drawn to confidence and self-assuredness. If you're constantly chasing, it suggests you lack those qualities, which can push her away. Think of it like this: when something is too readily available, it often loses its value. Imagine a store giving away expensive items for free. Suddenly those items don't feel as special or desirable anymore. The same principle applies in relationships. When you're constantly chasing and making yourself overly available, it removes the sense of challenge and excitement that sparks interest. On the other hand, when you take a step back and focus on yourself, you show that your world doesn't revolve around her. This shift in energy is powerful. It demonstrates that you're confident, independent, and have your own life and goals, which are qualities women find highly attractive. This doesn't mean you should ignore her entirely or play games. It's about striking a balance. Show interest, but don't overwhelm her with it. Give her space to think about you, wonder about you, and decide if she wants to invest in the connection as well. Relationships are a two-way street. If you're doing all the work, it's not truly mutual. Attraction grows in an environment of respect and balance. When you stop chasing and focus on building your own life, you automatically become more intriguing and appealing. Instead of trying to win her over with constant effort, let her see your value through your actions and self-confidence. Chasing might feel like the right thing to do, but in reality, it often destroys attraction. By stepping back, you give her the opportunity to choose you. And that's far more powerful than any amount of convincing you could do. Scarcity creates value. In relationships and life, the concept of scarcity plays a significant role in how we perceive value. Think about it. Things that are rare or hard to obtain naturally feel more desirable. This same principle applies to attraction. When you make yourself too readily available, it diminishes your perceived value, but when you create scarcity, you become more intriguing and attractive. Let's break it down. Imagine a luxury car that's produced in limited numbers versus a car you see on every street corner. The rarity of the luxury car makes it special. It's something people aspire to own. Now think of yourself in the same way. When you're always available, texting her constantly, or bending over backward to get her attention, you're essentially making yourself that car on every corner, easily accessible and taken for granted. Scarcity isn't about playing hard to get or manipulating someone. It's about valuing your time, energy and attention and ensuring others do the same. When you pull back and give her space to miss you, you're creating an air of exclusivity. This doesn't mean disappearing or being unkind. It means not over-investing when the effort isn't reciprocated. When you're less available, it sparks curiosity. She starts to wonder what you're up to, why you're not chasing her, and whether she might need to put in effort to get your attention. This shift in dynamic is powerful because it moves the focus from you trying to convince her to her evaluating how she feels about you. Scarcity also allows you to focus on yourself. Instead of spending all your energy trying to win her over, you invest in your goals, hobbies, and personal growth. This not only boosts your confidence but also makes you more attractive. People are naturally drawn to those who are busy, driven, and independent. By creating scarcity, you're not withholding your attention out of spite. You're ensuring that your presence is valued. You're showing her that you have standards and won't overextend yourself for someone who isn't equally invested. In the end, scarcity creates value because it reminds others that your time and energy are precious. When you stop being overly available, you'll notice that people, especially women, start valuing your presence much more. Confidence speaks louder than words. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. It communicates self-assurance, independence, and an unshakable belief in your own worth. The best part? True confidence doesn't need to be spoken, it's felt. It's in the way you carry yourself, the choices you make, and the energy you bring into a room. When it comes to dating, confidence speaks louder than any words you could ever say. Why does confidence matter so much? Because it signals security and stability. When you're confident, you don't need someone else's approval to feel good about yourself. You know your value, and you're not desperate to prove it to anyone. This self-assured attitude naturally draws people in, including women, because it shows that you're emotionally secure and capable of leading your own life. On the flip side, insecurity and neediness are major turn-offs. When you constantly seek validation or try too hard to impress someone, it sends the message that you doubt your own worth. Even if you say all the right things, the underlying insecurity will come through in your actions. For example, chasing someone or over-explaining yourself can inadvertently communicate that you don't believe you're good enough without their approval. True confidence is quiet, not boastful. It's about knowing you're enough without needing to shout it from the rooftops. This can be as simple as maintaining eye contact, standing tall, or being comfortable with silence in a conversation. Confidence also means respecting yourself enough to walk away from situations or people that don't align with your values or goals. Confidence is also magnetic because it creates curiosity. When you're secure in yourself, people naturally want to understand what makes you so self-assured. Women in particular are drawn to men who are unapologetically themselves and aren't afraid to stand out. It shows that you're not looking for external validation to complete you. You're already complete. Ultimately, actions rooted in confidence always outweigh words. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth if you genuinely believe in it yourself. By focusing on building and embodying true confidence, you'll naturally attract the right people into your life without ever having to chase or over-explain. Confidence doesn't just speak louder than words, it's the language of attraction. Time and energy are valuable assets. In life, your time and energy are two of your most valuable resources. Unlike money or material possessions, they're limited. You can never get them back once they're spent. When it comes to dating, how you choose to invest your time and energy says a lot about your priorities and self-worth. If you spend them chasing someone who isn't reciprocating your effort, you're not only wasting these resources but also devaluing yourself in the process. Think about it this way. Would you invest in a business that consistently shows no promise of growth or return? Of course not. Yet many people pour their time and energy into trying to convince someone to like them, hoping that one day their persistence will pay off. The harsh truth is, attraction doesn't work that way. If someone isn't showing interest, no amount of time or effort will change their feelings. Instead of chasing someone who isn't reciprocating, focus on yourself. Use that time and energy to pursue your goals, develop new skills, and improve your physical and mental health. Not only will this make you a better version of yourself, but it will also naturally make you more attractive to others. People are drawn to those who are focused, driven, and passionate about their lives. Moreover, by valuing your time and energy, you set boundaries and show others that you're not willing to settle for less than mutual respect and effort. This signals confidence and self-respect, qualities that are highly appealing. When you prioritize yourself, you send the message that your attention isn't something to be taken for granted. It's something that must be earned. It's important to recognize that chasing someone isn't an act of love or care. It's often a sign of insecurity or fear of rejection. But when you reclaim your time and energy, you're taking control of your life and placing value on what truly matters: your growth, happiness, and well-being. In the end, the right person will appreciate and match your effort without you having to overextend yourself. So, stop wasting your valuable assets on people who don't see your worth. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself, and the right connections will naturally follow. Your time and energy are priceless. Spend them wisely. Attraction cannot be forced. Attraction is a natural, spontaneous feeling that can't be forced or manufactured. It's either there or it's not. Many people fall into the trap of thinking they can convince someone to like them by putting in extra effort, texting more, giving excessive compliments, or trying to buy affection with gifts and grand gestures. But the truth is, none of these things can create genuine attraction. If anything, forcing it often has the opposite effect. Attraction is built on authenticity, confidence, and a natural connection. When you try to force it, you're not being authentic. You're putting on a performance, doing things in an attempt to get a reaction. This often comes across as desperate or unnatural, which can make the other person feel pressured or uncomfortable. The harder you try, the more likely it is to push them away. Think about your own experiences. Have you ever felt overwhelmed when someone tried too hard to win your affection? It didn't feel right because true connection doesn't require that much effort. The same applies when you're on the other side. Forcing attraction disrupts the organic process that allows people to connect naturally. What works instead? Letting go of the need to control the outcome. Focus on being the best version of yourself, someone who is confident, happy, and living a fulfilling life. When you're genuinely comfortable in your own skin, you naturally attract people who are drawn to your energy and personality. This is far more effective than trying to sell yourself to someone who isn't interested. Also, recognize that rejection is not a reflection of your worth. Not everyone will be attracted to you, and that's okay. It's better to spend your time and energy on people who truly appreciate and value you for who you are. Trying to force someone to like you is not only exhausting but also unproductive. Ultimately, attraction can't be forced because it's a feeling that happens on its own. It's not something you can create through effort or persistence. The right person will be naturally drawn to you without you needing to convince them. So stop forcing connections that aren't meant to be and trust that the right ones will happen in their own time. Attraction is built on confidence, authenticity, and mutual effort, not chasing, convincing, or over-investing your time and energy. By focusing on yourself, respecting your boundaries, and valuing your time, you naturally become more appealing. Scarcity creates value, confidence speaks louder than words, and forcing connections only pushes people away. Instead of chasing someone who isn't interested, prioritize becoming the best version of yourself. The right person will be drawn to you without the need for games or overexertion. Remember, attraction cannot be forced. When you respect yourself, others will do the same, and meaningful connections will follow naturally.